Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another Schmeat video. It is around that time of the year where mock drafts, the NBA mock drafts, are coming in because the lottery just happened. The Magic were blessed with the number one pick. I expected my Hornets to move up. I was really praying. We had a 4% chance of getting in the top four, but we stayed at 13. I think we had like a 84% chance to stay there, so nothing out of the ordinary. I thought the NBA draft lottery gods would be in our favor, but they weren't. But today we're going to be reacting to Bleacher Report's 2022 NBA mock draft. The full 2 rounds, although I'm going to skip through the second round and probably the later half of the first round because most of those guys will be either in the G League, won't play a lot, and there will be like 2 or 3 players that are going to be really good in the late first round and second round. So you won't really need to know any of those players. But let's get into it. I'm really excited about the prospects that could be there for the Hornets at 13. Mark Williams out of Duke is a center that looked really good in March Madness. So I guess we'll see what we land with, according to Bleacher Report. So Orlando Magic, number 1 overall pick. They pick up Jabari Smith. Didn't watch a lot of him in the regular season, but he looked pretty good. He looked really good in March Madness. Does it say his stats here? I did see, though, the Orlando Magic have between a power forward or a center in Chet Holmgren, that it's probably likely that they're going to move on from Mo Bamba, which makes a lot of sense. I thought they should have moved on from Mo Bamba 2 years ago, which if a center doesn't fall to us at 13, the Hornets, I'm talking about, maybe we can pick up Mo Bamba as a restricted free agent. Obviously, we would have to pray that the Magic don't match his contract anything and make him a backup big. But they got Wendell Carter Jr., so I wouldn't expect him to bring him back. So the Magic pick up Jabari Smith out of Auburn. They're still rebuilding. They're probably still going to be a top 4 pick next season as well. I hope one of these prospects for them really shines. They had Franz Wagner really have a good year. I think he was first team all-rookie. Jalen Suggs had a decent year. It's hard for rookie point guards, so I think Jabari Smith will be a good pickup. I think it's a no-brainer. It's between him or Chet. And speaking of Chet, the Thunder get him. They have Shea. They have Giddey as a point guard. Getting Chet Holmgren is a pretty good rebuild, and I think they have 18 first round picks in the next 6 years or something crazy like that. So even if they don't land on one of these picks, they're going to have a lot more. I think they have another lottery pick from a different team as well this year as well. So I think Chet is a no-brainer. He does need to add a little bit of muscle, which I think everybody knows that that's kind of like a no-brainer. But he came out with an interview that he actually does eat and he does lift weights. Obviously, his metabolism is really fast, so you can't really notice that. But he is going to have to bulk up. He will. You saw Giannis when he was just coming into the league. He kind of looks like Chet right now, or he did look like Chet. Will Chet have the same work ethic that Giannis had? I don't know, because Giannis came from overseas. He came from a poor family in Greece. We'll see. Number 3, Houston Rockets, Palu Banchero. I always have trouble with his first name. For Houston, yeah, it makes sense. It's going to be interesting. Sengun they have as a power forward / center, and they have Christian Wood as a power forward / center. That's a crowded front court a little bit. Obviously, Sengun would probably start, but Sengun had a pretty good second half of the season for the Rockets, so it'll be interesting. Number 4, we have Jaden Ivey. I didn't watch a lot of him, the regular season, but especially in March Madness, he has great shooting ability. Sacramento Kings, so weird. I would rather have Halliburton than Jaden Ivey and Sabonis. I would. Yeah, that's so weird. They traded Halliburton just to draft an uncertain player top 4. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Number 5, we have Shannon Sharp. I haven't seen a lot about him. Kentucky got knocked out first round March Madness. Didn't see a lot about him. 6'6", interchangeable wing. They say for the Pistons, just choose anybody. Honestly, one of them has to hit at some point. Killian Hayes was a terrible pick for them. I knew it. I knew it from the start. That was a terrible pick. I probably have a video about it on my page somewhere. So I just hope that one of these picks works for them. Sadiq Bey was a good pickup. They got that pick from the Luke Kennard trade. So we'll see. Late lottery. They're calling the 6th overall pick late lottery, I guess. Pacers, Keegan Murray gives them a little bit of shooting. Yeah. I don't know about the Pacers. I don't know what the Pacers should do, if I'm being honest. What they should go for. They're kind of in an interesting spot, to be honest. Blazers. AJ Griffin. AJ Griffin's really interesting. He's kind of like a Clay, which he's not. I'm not saying he's as good of a shooter as Clay, but I'm saying him and Clay both have the same dribble package, meaning that they both can't really dribble. AJ Griffin can drive to the hoop a little bit. He's a great defender like Clay. He can't dribble like Clay, and he's kind of a shooter. We'll see if he can improve on his shooting because, it is a faster pace game. You have to put up your shot faster. He won't turn 19 till August 25th. That is insane. I am 2 years older than AJ Griffin. That's insane. Moving on. Pelicans from the Lakers. Benedict Mathurin. I heard a little bit about him from Arizona. Didn't see a lot of his game. For the Pelicans, they can't really go wrong with any pick. I like picking up a small forward, though. Anything but a point guard because they are loaded in that backcourt. They've drafted a point guard or shooting guard player for the last three drafts, it seems like. So I like the small forward position being what they draft. This is one of the centers. This was the other center that is on the Hornets draft boards that I hope falls to 13. But the Spurs in this mock draft are picking him up. Jalen Durham out of Memphis. He is a beast. 6'11", 250, 7'5" wingspan. He's kind of like a Shaq, honestly. Like watching him play, he's like a Shaq. He's pretty insane. Moving on. Number 10, Johnny Davis. I was wondering how far he would fall in the lottery because they had his picture up here. Johnny Davis is interesting. He's really young, and I think he will see, even if he struggles with a three-ball area, he will find ways to add pressure. He kind of reminds me of Jalen Suggs. I think it'll take him 1 or 2 years to really figure out the NBA, if I'm being honest. I don't know if he's there yet. And I know he was great in college, but I don't know if he's going to be a plug-and-play guy. First game he's in the league, he's going to go off, especially when he's behind Bradley Beal at the small forward, or at the shooting guard position. Knicks. Dyson Daniels out of G League Ignite. I was wondering if any players were coming out of the G League Ignite because last year you have Jonathan Kuminga, you had that other big guy that went to the Wizards, and you had a point guard go, late lottery. G League Ignite is like the alternative to going to college now, I guess. But I like to see them have success. These young guys, they're getting paid for this Ignite too. They're getting paid. Number 12, no idea. Oh, do I know who this is? Jeremy So. Is that the shooter guy? I don't know if that's the shooter guy. The white guy with the mullet. It can't be right. Let me look it up. This has to be a different guy because that white guy with the mullet wasn't amazing. No, this is a different guy. Oh, this is the He had bleached hair. Okay, the Thunder via the Clippers. I knew they had a late pick as well. Yes, thank you, Bleacher Report. You are being amazing right now. Charlotte Hornets, this is what I came for. Via the Pelicans, Mark Williams. That is the only logical pick. If he falls to us, we have to get him. We have to. And obviously that's going to be awkward with our other centers that are primarily in the G League. Kai Jones, Nick Richards. I think we let Wendell go, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to make it a little bit awkward, but Mark Williams, we need a center. We need a center, and I like them. If we don't draft out of it, we get Mark Williams as a center. It makes sense. But then again, I will make a video before the draft about trade possibilities, trading our 2 first-round picks. I believe we have the 16th pick as well, in addition to the 13th pick. If we package those with Gordon Hayward, I feel like that gets us a center. I feel like that gets us someone, please, which I'm not opposed to, because I'm kind of sick of these. Like, we have enough young players. We can get a proven center guy. We don't have to get another unknown in Mark Williams. We don't know what he'll end up with. Anyways, 14, Ohio State. He was super good. He's fun to watch. Let's see. Charlotte. Oh, we have the 15th pick. Even better. Drafting a point guard, even though we have James Bouknight as our point guard shooting guard. I don't know if I like this. I don't. I would rather draft a small forward, maybe. We have James Bouknight. We just drafted him with, what pick was that? The 8th overall, 9th overall last year? Let's give him, maybe more touches and stop playing Isaiah Thomas over him. I don't know why we have to draft another point guard shooting guard. We have LaMelo. We have James Bouknight. We have Terry Rozier even. Interesting. All right. Second half of the first round. Let me see if there's any names. This guy, 18th. I'm wondering why he's dropping so much. He is a senior. That makes sense. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's super good. I don't know why he's falling to 18. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why he's falling to 18. Patrick Baldwin Jr. was a top 10 projected pick at one point. Played at Milwaukee, and he couldn't even average, I think, 10 points a game. Should have chosen maybe Kentucky, Wisconsin. But he was playing against mid-major guys and only averaged, I think, 7-8 points. It's interesting. But he's still going in the first round, 20. The Spurs. This guy's name, Nikola Jokic, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm right. Nikola Jokic. It's just a funny comparison. This guy's super athletic. I think he just recorded a 42-inch vertical at the NBA Combine. Grizzlies, him and Ja, I can only imagine. This is where we get into the kind of the playoff teams. I like this pickup for Milwaukee at 24. Oh, you get a shooter, 6'6". Hopefully he can defend a little bit. They're saying his defense is enough for teams to have an easier time picking a role player. This is what they need. This is kind of like the Wesley Matthews instead of Grayson Allen choking in the playoffs. We have this young guy who can shoot. His role at Kansas was to shoot, and if teams overplayed him, he would easily drive to the basket. I like that pickup for Milwaukee. I do. Another G League Ignite. It's funny to see. Dallas are going with Jokic. I guess it's an overseas player with Luka. Miami Heat, Wendell Moore Jr. I just know whoever the Miami Heat draft, they're gonna be a great player. I don't know what they're cooking up in the scouting department. Even their undrafted guys, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson. Two of those three guys are starters throughout this entire playoff run. Duncan Robinson was a key piece in their finals run in 2020 in the bubble. Those guys are undrafted, so I have no problem with whoever Miami picks up. It says one though, more junior for them in this mock draft. I like that pickup. More shooting. You can't. They're so deep. You can't go wrong with anybody. Person from North Carolina State. Wow, Min Majors representing. These players are kind of, I've heard of Jaden Hardy. Trevor Keels, shooter out of Duke, Blazers. Any other interesting players? Max Christie, pretty good. Is there anybody that fell who I thought, this guy, I think he's going to be good. Out of high school, he looked like a dog. And I think going to Alabama, he kind of thought he'd be like a Colin Sexton, where he kind of carries his team. He gets that publicity. And Colin Sexton was amazing in college, don't get me wrong. I think that's what JD was going for. Didn't really work out. He was going in the second round. Orlando Robinson. Hugo out of the New Zealand Breakers. I think that's the same league that LaMelo was in. These forfeited picks, that's so funny, comes from the white guy from the Kings that went to the Hawks, Bogdanovich. They had to forfeit their picks. I don't know if Miami's in that same boat via the Sixers. Maybe that was for Kyle Lowry, the negotiations with him. I just know that they have to forfeit their picks, which kind of sucks. I mean, it's the 54th pick. You're not really going to pick up anybody. And Ron Harper Jr. finishing it off. So a lot of names I don't know, but we have a few months till the NBA draft. I like who the Hornets are getting at 13, Mark Williams. If you don't trade away for a proven center, for a proven guy, and you don't trade Gordon Hayward away, pick up Mark Williams. Pick up a center. It's the only option if you don't trade the picks away. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.